Hey guys, welcome back to Quick Shift's channel. My name is Jason and today we're at Jeep Jam. So what we're going to do today is take you around the event and check in on some of the vendors, show you some of the activities that we're going through today, and see what we can figure out here. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to have here. This is kind of unscripted, and we're just going to walk through, check out the vendors, and see what we can capture and put together for you guys. So hopefully this will turn out pretty good and you guys will enjoy this video. So here we're standing in the middle of Jeep Jam, and I wanted to do a panoramic to show you where the obstacle course was and show you all the vendors that are all around the park here today for us. There's so many vendors that came out. We really appreciate your support. Thanks for coming out and showing us the stuff that you got. So you knew there was going to be at least one, and here it is, a Ford Bronco. Not the Sport, but the big boy. Brought out by FBK Off-Road Inc. So thanks for bringing this to the Jeep event. Come on, guys. General Tire was at the event, and also was Synergy. Thanks, vendors, for coming out and supporting the community. For those of you who have never been to a Jeep Jam event, it's like a giant party. There's loud music playing all over the place, announcers, and everybody's having a good time hooting and hollering for all those going through the mud pit. So I captured as many as I could during the time that I could. So if you can spot your Jeep or your Wrangler, your Gladiator, or your WJ, or whatever you have going through the mud pit, see if you can comment down below and let us know that that was you. So here's a lady who was driving her rental Jeep. She rented it off Turo and got it stuck, and they're pulling her out. Alright guys, so we're going to go through the obstacle course in the mud pit here. We're going to give it a try and see how our Gladiator does in the mud pit first, I think. So this should be interesting. Again, you guys know our build. We have 37-inch tires. We have the 2-inch Mopar lift. Other than that, it's all completely stock. So this should be a fun time and entertaining, and we'll see how it goes. So the mud pit line is super long, and we gotta keep hydrated, right, Wyatt? The mud pit line took way longer than we thought, so during this time I'm going to insert some more videos of you guys running through the mud pit that my wife was able to get while she was waiting for me to get my turn. If at first you don't succeed, try again. While we were waiting in line, we also took the opportunity to take some video of some of the Wranglers going through the obstacle course, since the line for the mud pit divided between the obstacle course and the mud pit. As you can see, the obstacle course was tough enough that not every Jeep could make it through. It did take an element of driver skill to get through some of the obstacles, and even then, depending on your setup, you just couldn't clear it, and they would back you off and pass you by for the next person to get their go. Well guys, I had some interviews with some of the vendors, but unfortunately the loudspeakers were so loud that they didn't come out very well. So I'm not able to apply those to this video. So hopefully all the content of people going over the obstacles and running through the mud pit can make up for that and you guys will forgive me. So here's the Jeep that went just before us, and you can see how the ruts are dug deep into the off-ramp of this. And yeah, I think I'm making some excuses, but you guys will have to watch and see if we can conquer this. Here we go, Wyatt. You ready for this? We're gonna drop in here and then we're gonna send it. I'm gonna bump up here, buddy. Didn't make it. Oh well. So here's the outside view for this pass down through the mud pit, and I was in four-wheel drive low without the lockers on. In hindsight, mistakes are obvious, but at the time I couldn't figure out why it kept bogging down, as you'll see in the video or you saw in the first shot. So let's move on to the obstacle course while I lick my wounds and try to learn from my mistakes. So this is a little bit of articulation. I'm sure with the camera stabilization, this probably looks like a lot of nothing. But it's not too bad. This is the easier side, but this Jeep handles it like it's a piece of cake. Here's a little bit of an obstacle. Should be nothing for us though. So the next little obstacle here is some pipes and some tires in the center of them. With the added clearance from the Mopar lift, this was nothing for the Gladiator. We were able to get up and over it. I think there was a little bit of a bump in the high center of the vehicle, but not much at all. So this was another obstacle with tires and pipes in it again, but for this one the tires were offset, making the articulation much greater as you went over it. Alright, some more pipes to go through.
So we can expect a really good show from you.
In case you guys were wondering, the stabilization on the cameras is really good. Here's some video of me on the inside, like a bobble top bouncing around as I go through this obstacle. Steph had a good time hanging around. So here goes attempt number 2. Again in 4-wheel drive low. I didn't have the lockers on, but I put it in the manual, trying to manually shift it, hoping that that would cause the engine not to bog like it did on the first attempt. Even the crowd felt bad for me. So this is what the mud pit does to your car. It was a lot of fun to drive through it, but here's the aftermath. Quite the mess. Nice and stinky. But I gotta figure out why it wants to bog down every time we get in a little bit of the mud. I don't like that. Maybe there's a trick I'm missing. I tried putting it in manual mode. It still wanted to bog it down. So people have said that you need a tuner to take care of that. We'll take a look and see what we can do with that. See if I can get that resolved. So we called it a night and went for a cruise with the rest of the Jeeps down the Beach Coast Street. Over the night, I did a little bit of research to try and figure out what I was doing wrong. And it seems that I needed to put it into 4-wheel drive and lock the lockers, and that would make the difference. So here's a shot early in the morning, trying to be first in line to get at it and try it again. Alright guys, here we go. Third time's the charm. See if we can make it through this mud pit. Got some tips. We're going to turn on the lockers and see if we make it through. Alright, we made it through. I guess the lockers made the difference. Now, to make sure that this just wasn't a fluke and that I did get this figured out properly, I went through the second time just to prove it to myself that this is how you do it. Big thanks to the Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam crew and staff. Thanks for pulling me out of the trenches twice. Thank you to all the suppliers and vendors that sponsor the event and that come out to make this such a great show for all us enthusiasts. It's awesome. If you guys have not been to Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam, you need to add it to your list. It's a must-do event every year. Thank you to all you guys for watching. Anybody who actually stuck through the whole video, subscribe, hit that like button, leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys liked and didn't like, and we'll improve from here. Thank you guys.